Okay, for those of you who don't know me, I am Mandy Etzer and I am a double diamond out of Rock Springs, Wyoming. I have been in this business for almost 4 years. And I have only been to one other in-person event. I went to conference my very first year before the world got shut down. Okay. An event change everything. So the fact that we didn't get to do, so I missed the second conference that I could have went to because I had shoulder surgery. And let me just tell you, right then and there, as I watched everybody post their conference pictures, I was so angry that I could not be there. Like the doctor would not let me go. I was 7 days out of shoulder surgery. I had everyday physical therapy and I was bitter. I was not a fun person to be around because I wanted to be there so bad. And at that point, at that conference, I was paid as Ruby, you guys. And my highest rank at that point was actually Diamond. And I made a decision then I would never miss a event that I could get to, like ever. I would find a will and a way to get to any event. And then, well, the world got shut down a couple months later. And we didn't have in-person conference, but that did not change the fact that I went to every event. I went to every virtual conference that my team offered. We had retreats, and I even started throwing my own. And I didn't wait for permission from anybody. When I decided that I wanted to have my own retreat, I showed up. And my biggest advice to you is to show up as that leader regardless of who your upline is. You don't need permission to show up as you. And so we did a retreat. We did a Be Brave winter conference retreat this year over a conference. And then we did the road rally. And initially it was just going to be me and Kayla that went down to the road rally. And we were really lucky that Tasha got to go with us and we found a friend along the way. And I will tell you that the retreat was phenomenal. To be in person with so many people. And you'll see that a lot of my team that I call mine is not mine. They're sideline sisters I have connected with, built a relationship with, and you would never know any different because we are one team, one mission, and we all have one goal, and that's just to change lives. And for me, it's to disrupt the industry, to show people that we are on a path to create better individuals. Like I always said, I'm on a mission to build better human beings. That's all I care about because our world is so cold and you get one life, just one chance to change your future and everybody else's. And so do you get to leave the impact of building better humans? And so as we went into conference and we got to go to the road rally, I just was so excited to build connection with people. I joined this business for friends. I did not join for an income. That's just an added bonus. I was broke, lonely, and really just wanted friends. And so to be able to go back and connect with my people, it was so exciting. Now, my biggest takeaways aren't necessarily what was on stage when I got there. Like you heard us talk about housekeeping things, some of you that popped on before the call started, is what we have is valuable. I realized how many people don't have what I have. Like there's a lot of systems that we have that some of my uplines have created and that I've had a hand in creating. And then there's a lot of stuff that I decided we needed. And so I was able to create systems and I share systems. Like I'm not about to keep what the goods that I have to myself, because if I would have done that, I would not be where I am. If somebody would have kept everything that they had and not let me be a part of it, I wouldn't be here because Heather was kind enough to let me be on her power hours and she gave me her boards. And there's a Taylor has taken me under her wing for over a year now and shared everything she's doing, including her team page with me. And so it's my way of giving back to be able to share all that with other people. And so to hear some other teams say, but how do you do it? And share what we have and realize what we have is so special because you guys, there's teams out there who don't have what we have. And sometimes I think you guys take what we have for granted. And sometimes I think you take me for granted because I really do love each and every single one of you as a person because you are my friends. And I pour into my team like nobody's business. Seriously, I love every single one of my team members. I can tell you about their kids. I can tell you their life story. like for real. And there's leaders who don't even know who's on their team. So for reals, like you guys really look at what you have and appreciate what you have, because there are teams out there who do not have access to a lot of the things that we do. Like that was a huge eye opener for me. And I had a lot of people come up and ask me, how do you do it? Okay, well, you know what? I don't have a choice. I decided that this is going to be my plan A no matter what. And so no matter what happens, this is what I get up and do every day. It does not matter, because I walked into that room and as soon as I pulled out my No Excuses award, people knew who I was. And so as soon as I took pictures with Cami, like everybody goes, but how? How do you do it? Because my story was so impactful that people knew who I was. I didn't have to share my story again because people heard it. Anybody who heard it knew. And so really like deciding that this is what you want and that no matter what, you're going to commit to doing it. And so then I'll share that was my off stage takeaways, because when you go to, that's the power of events. When you go to an event, it's not necessarily what you hear on stage, but the connections you make beforehand, the conversations you have in line, the people you run into in the bathroom. Okay. Those are the moments that you can't replicate. Shh, shh, you don't laugh at me. So for me, Ashley Mestis on stage, like she was phenomenal. I can't read the chat. So if you guys I'm a squirrel, I'll go back later. But being able to expand your network, because I struggle with expanding now that I'm almost at 5,000 friends and I can't add friends. And I was like, I just need something. And so I'm really good at host to post and doing giveaway host to post, but she goes to her birthdays and she sends requests from people who wished their friends a happy birthday. And so that's something new I started implementing. And like my network has grown because those people are already active on Facebook. They're actively going to their friend's page and wishing them a happy birthday. And so those are people that I'm adding. And then she says, like, her energy is unmatchable. And so she's a person who builds belly to belly. And she's going up to people that she loves and talks to in person. And she says, hey, I really like you. We need to be friends on Facebook. And she gets them on Facebook then. Like, and she just has the confidence to sell samples on the spot. And I'm like, I talk to people all the time, but I don't sell them any samples on the spot, and I'm going to start. And so like really just being confident in who you are and showing up as your true authentic self. Don't try to show up and be me, because nobody can be me. Don't try to show up and be Ashley Mayfield. Nobody can be her. I tried. It did not work for me. My business was really dry because that's not me. And nobody can show up any truer than you. So really show up and be you. And my takeaway from that, like the reason why you need to show up and be you, there is nobody like you. And so what about the people who you attract? So when I show up as my truest self, I'm attracting the hot messes who didn't think they could do this, but they come to my page and they say, wait a minute, if she can show up in her sweatpants without her hair done, without her makeup done, being the hot mess self that she is, with her kids in the background being a disaster, I can do this too. Because if you show up 100% of the time with your hair always done, your makeup always done, always dressed up, always looking like a 10 with everything perfect, you're getting rid of half of your audience, because good for you, sis, but that's not me. And that is exactly why I didn't sign with my triple diamond, because that wasn't the life that I could see myself being, and still isn't. I will never be able to fit into that spot, but I can show up as my hot mess self who can't get it together, can't find her words, stumbles over them, can't remember what she had for breakfast. And I will attract those people, because if I can be successful in it, so can they. And that is what I got from this weekend. And then the other thing I got was, this one worked last night. I tried it. I think it was Edith said she sends out carts. Okay. How many of you send out shopping carts all the time? Like I've gotten to the point everybody wants a shopping cart and then you never hear from them or they don't do it. She says, I send out a discount link that says it expires today. I did that and she did it in 2 minutes. And the other thing is she puts extras in there. And then she sends them a voice message and says, so here's your cart with whatever they ordered. So the one I did, I said, here's your cart with the 14 Easy we talked about. I added an extra bag of smoothie because if you're anything like me, you're going to want a smoothie every single day. Plus my kids love to drink it. If you don't want it, you can delete it. She ordered the whole thing and already added tea to next month's order. Okay. Because what you sell or what you use is what you sell. And so once my customers order, they go check out my Facebook and they're like, but I want your coffee too. Because I'm always talking about my coffee and I'm going live with my smoothie and in my stories is my cleanse. And so they want everything I'm doing. And so if you want high BV packages, then you need to be showing up using all those products. Because if you only talk about gummies, you're only going to sell gummies, girlfriend, which means you can have low BV orders. And ain't nobody got time for that because I would rather say sign 4 customers and finish 400 than sign 12 of them because that's about what it would take. I mean, don't quote me on my math because we all know I don't math. And so the very last thing that I want to share happened before we ever got to the road rally. And this is one thing Cami told me when I earned a one-on-one coaching call with her last year was you need to learn to advocate for yourself. She goes, you advocate for your daughter all the time, but when do you advocate for yourself? I was like, touche. And so ever since then, I started advocating for myself. Sometimes I might advocate a little too much and it's fine. So me and Kayla were able to get our road rally tickets switched because we initially had signed up for Dallas. Nobody really told us that if we decided we wanted to change the locations, that you had to do something about that until February 8th. Well, we were able to get ours changed. Tasha was going to try and surprise me and didn't get hers changed till the morning we were leaving. We submitted support tickets and they said, sorry, we can't change your ticket. And I said, okay. And so I messaged Cami and I said, so I have a girl who tried to surprise me. She didn't get her road rally ticket changed and I don't know what to do. Is there any way you can get her in? And I told Tasha, I said, I haven't heard from Cami. I haven't, we can't get it switched through support. I don't know what to do. Her response was to me was mind blowing. Because if you would have known Tasha when she started, everything was negative. She only seen the negative perspective of things. And I had to work really, really hard at teaching her to look at the positive, to find the positive in all of it. And this girl coached me that morning because she sent me, because I finally told her, I was like, I don't know what to do. And she sent me a message. She goes, if anything, I'll go down with you. I'll be surrounded by you girls all weekend. And if I can't get into the event, I'll just get a lot of work done. So I screenshotted it and I sent it to Cami and her response to me was consider it done. I walked up to the table. I gave them my name when she couldn't get in. And she said, oh yeah, we know who you are. We didn't have to fight to get her in. And so 1, mindset is huge. And 2, advocate for yourself. And so with that, Tasha, you get to share your takeaways.
Of course, after you make me a bawling mess. Thank you. Oh. Okay, well, what do you want me to start with? This one or before?
You can, it's up to you.
Okay. Well, so I'm Tasha. I'm currently in Rock Springs, Wyoming as well. I'm from Utah, but I've been in the business just over 2 years. And let's see, there was that. This is my second time. I joined on kind of under this team, but under a different person last time. And it just didn't really pan out. I wasn't getting what I needed. And so I just kind of fell off the face of the earth for a little while. But then they kind of pulled me back in and they wanted me to go because I'd gone to a conference once in 2018. And then they wanted me to go in 2019. And that was before everything hit. So it was in person in Florida. And it was, like everything was hitting me. I didn't have much of, I had a job, but we had an outbreak issue. And so I wasn't making a whole lot. Somehow, I have no idea how I did it. But I bought my plane ticket, I bought my conference ticket. And 2 days before leaving, we got a call that my aunt got cancer again. And this time it was terminal. And so like just right there, I was like, okay, well, do I go or do I not? Because she could pass while I'm there. They were giving her like 3 months, but even then it was that bad. And so I bit the bullet. I was like, you know what? I paid for everything. I'm going. So I went, and it was definitely meant to be, because that's when I really met Mandy. Like, I'd seen her at different events. I don't remember this, but Mandy says so. But that's when like it really hit, that I met her and a couple of other people that I met in my circle, and that just changed my life. Like, that was the roughest event that I've ever been to, just with everything personally going on, but I wouldn't change it because I wouldn't be where I am. So Mandy has a lot to do with that. And even then, I still kind of stayed in touch after the fact and talked to her about all my issues. We were friends, not even business related, just friends. And then 2 months later, my mom got diagnosed with cancer. This is about a month and a half after my aunt finally passed. And so, I was constantly talking to Mandy, because Mandy's been through a lot of crap. And so she gives really good advice, guys. Let me tell you that. And you may not want to hear it sometimes, but yeah, it clicks. But about a little less than a year after we started talking in that whole mess, Mandy messaged me. It's like 6:30 in the morning. And I remember this very vividly. And she messaged me. She goes, "Hey, so I haven't really seen you very active in anything, what do you say you jump in with me?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know, because it didn't work last time." Well, she's like, the thing that got me was, "I will believe in you enough for the both of us until you can believe in yourself." And let me tell you guys, the last 2 years, even if I fall off the face of the earth for a little bit, she doesn't let me stay there. She's always there. And now she's 10 minutes away too. So, and she knows where I live, and she has a key. So, if I fall off the face of the earth, she'll know where to find me. But she's been there through it all. She's helped me so much with my mindset. And I honestly didn't even really realize that until she pointed that out. I'd seen like the different things, but it used to be the negative. And now it's more, okay, well, this is a crap day, but how can we make it better? And so, it's a total change in going to these events. One, you have fun. Like, I don't know how to tell you, just in Missoula, we went up for conference, and I don't know how many times we laughed so hard we almost peed our pants, guys. Like, it is the best thing. And if that's all I got out of it, I'd be all for it. Because there's like, our abs hurt, guys. You don't need to do crunches. You just need to go to an event with us and you can just laugh. It's fine. It's more fun than exercise most days. But this event, I decided 3 days before. I was like, hey, you know what? I'll talk to work. I'll get work off and we'll go. They tweaked it. I went. And so I was like, oh man, I got a lot to do before we leave. But then, like Mandy said, we had that hiccup, but that didn't stop me. I went. And even then, it ended up with all our stops, a 15-hour drive one way. So, being cooped up in a truck for 15 hours, that's a little rough, but it's worth it. And it was a lot of fun. And just getting there, it's been a very long time since, like, we have our retreats, but it's been a very long time since like being at an event. And I can't wait to get back to that, because I feel like, there's more energy when you have a room full of hundreds of people. But I guess my takeaway from this weekend was one, getting to meet Cami in person, because we've seen her on Zoom calls and stuff that we've done. but meeting her in person was awesome. And she's such a sweetheart. She's very busy. So we didn't get a whole lot of time with her this time, but she talked about the 14 Easy, and they actually showed, which I thought was awesome, because I mean, they had their little PowerPoint thing, but then they said that's available to you in your eSuite. So you can go through your 14 Easy. And I was like, oh, so I don't have to make this myself. Like, this is already here from corporate. And so I was really excited. So right there, I just pulled it up on my phone. I was like, wait a minute, are you kidding me? And I went and I found it, and you just search it in the documents and it's right there. You can print it out if you want just paper copies. You can pull it up on your computer. It's genius, and it makes things so much easier. And then it goes along, it can go along with like the YouTube video they mentioned, with creating that, you just talking rather than having totally resolve my train of thought. But like making a YouTube video going over it for those on your team and having that available. Because me, I don't like doing YouTube videos. I hate the sound of my own voice. Like, I hate them. But I mean, I will get to that point. I can make my own. But for now, I'll use Mandy's. But but I mean, until then, like, you have that option. And so you have all these resources. You just have to utilize them. And I still go to that point of like the 3 before me. So if you can't find something, look 3 different places that you think it would be, and then go to somebody. Then say, hey, I've looked here, 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 can't find it. Where can I go? Because I mean, everybody's busy. You know, Mandy's busy with everybody and her family and everything else with that. And so, I mean, and I'm sure Heather's pretty busy. So if you can utilize even other teammates as well, and pages, I mean, heck, even post in the page, say, hey, I've looked these 3 places, somebody will answer you. You might have to wait and be patient. I know that's hard, but I mean, you have the resources, you just have to find them. So that was kind of my thing, I guess.
So I love that. All right, Kayla, are you going next? And you're gonna hand it off to your friend?
Sure. I am Kayla. I am a diamond leader. I have been in since December of 2020, when Mandy finally convinced me to sign after I kept telling her she was making Monopoly money. Truthfully, I thought she made Monopoly money. I was like, there's no way in hell you're making any kind of money sitting at home on your phone all the time. There's just no way. So me being stubborn, signed up and right after Christmas, because my husband was in Texas and we'd run out of funds. There was no way for him to get home. So Mandy provided me with that out to help him get back home. Let's see, the first conference was the winter conference in January of 2021. I bought my ticket last minute. I stayed home. I had a team underneath me that was supposed to come over and watch it with me. They ghosted me. So I watched it by myself. Spring retreat came and we rented a room. Mandy rented a room in Thermopolis. We went to the hot springs. We had all the fun. My team showed up. Like, almost the entire team was there. I think there was one person missing. I think. But we all showed up. It was so much fun. We laughed the entire time. We had so much fun. I got to meet so many amazing ladies there. And probably, what, a quarter of them aren't here now? But that was to their own faults, right? But that lit the fire underneath me to keep going until the last day we were there, when my dark horse story starts, because my best friend who was under me decided, when we got our private call with Cami at retreat, she was just going to block us all, quit the team, quit the business, done, over with. We were one distributor away from me being a double diamond. One distributor. And she quit. I lost my diamond, the one that was supposed to be my diamond. So we pushed through it. As a team, we all pushed through it, did what we had to do. Don't say the word kidnapped on Facebook. But we kidnapped Mandy for her birthday in June. In July, we went to Park City and had another winter circle retreat, had fun, all this good stuff. Okay. We had the fall retreat. We had all these retreats last year, had so much fun. But making it to Scottsdale this last weekend and being there in person, getting to meet Joel and Stephanie Dunn and Amber and Josh Parker and Cami and the whole customer service team, all the corporate or the regional managers, was so much freaking fun. And we learned so much stuff from every single one of them. And one thing, I cannot remember who said it. I think Heather was on the stage when it was said, but one of them told us, even if you don't like to send the messages, send the messages. They are going to either tell you, no, go away, quit messaging me, or hey, yeah, tell me a little bit more. They're going to come through for you. I am that person. I capitalize every single letter in that word hate, messaging. I hate it. One of the ladies got on the stage, said she cannot stand Instagram. Same. Absolutely the same. Cannot do it. Mandy can have it. I have been restricted since July on Facebook, so I haven't been making sales on Facebook. So my platform's TikTok. So whatever platform you prefer, we're just going to block Mandy out of that one. Whatever platform you prefer, run with it. Do the messages, do the work, send out the happy birthday messages if you know there's happy birthdays in there. Send out the good vibes messages. Just get to learn your new people that you add on your friends list and every platform that you have, just by sending them a simple message. Hey, how you doing? You know, it doesn't have to be business all the time. Just tell them hi. Get that friendship started, because the more they know about you, the more willing they will be to buy from you. The more times you get on live, the more times you post about your products, post about your friendships, post about your family, post about going out on the mountain for the weekend, whatever it may be, post about it, put it in your stories. Let those people that don't know you personally get to know you. And the biggest takeaway was when Joel got up on the stage with Josh and he retold his story again about how him and Steph got into the business, where she was like, you know, I just want to get skinny. And he's all over here going, we are going to make bank. We are going to make bank at this. We are going to become rich. It is going to happen. And I'm sitting there going, oh my God, that was my wording last March. I'm going to make so much money on this and I'm going to do this and it's going to happen for me and blah, blah, blah. But somewhere along the line, that left my brain. And just sitting there in the audience, listening to Joel say that again, because he said it on several recordings, several of his team calls, and sitting there listening to him say it again, I'm like, okay, I need to get that mindset back, because when I was doing mindset every morning, forcing myself out of bed to see that little happy person every day before her coffee, I was doing the things. I was getting on the power hours. I was getting on the mindset. I was doing all these things and rolling in the customers and making the money that I wanted to make to replace my healthcare job. And when my dark horse story started is when my absence started. So it's just reminding me to get back on there. Don't let a dark horse story happen to you, because it's going to happen to all of us, but don't let it happen to you. Own it. Ride that bitch out. And be yourself. I'm pretty sure Mandy wanted to have Gorilla Glue on hand for me over the weekend, though, as a safety precaution. No? No new lipstick? All right, who wants to go next? Jamie? Sophie?
You're going to hand it off to your friend.
Sophie?
Well, I thought you were going to hand it off to Jamie and then let Sophie and Heather, since they were at a different road rally. Well, Heather has to be last, but Sophie was at her own.
Jamie? Jamie.
Hello. Hopefully everybody can hear me. My name is Jamie Beck. I live in Utah and I am a Sisterline sister. And I love your guys' team. Let me just tell you, Amanda and Kayla, and I'm going to say it wrong, Tasha. I got it right this time. Oh my gosh, I kept on saying Tasia every time. And I'm like, oh my God, Jamie. So let me tell you. So luckily I was going by myself. None of my team wanted to go and to road rally. I've been to multiple road rallies. I've been doing this business for over the past year. I'm a single mom of 4. And my first road rally was out in Florida, guys, with my team. I'm under Rachel Jones's team. She's number 7 in the business. And absolutely love my girls, love my team and stuff. But I've been struggling for a while. My first road rally was great. I ended up coming out of that road rally with 6 new distributors for my first time ever. And it was just amazing. And I loved road rallies. So I made it a point from that point on to be at a road rally. Guys, if you can get to road rallies, to conferences, to any event that the corporate is doing, do it. Sell your butt off, sell those samples, because I couldn't physically get to this road rally if I wouldn't have sold samples. I sold 5 samples right before we left, and that paid for my gas on the way down. But thank God Kayla mentioned in the road rally thing, hey, is anybody needing a room? Anybody want to share a room? And I was like, man, you know what? I don't think I can afford being by myself. So I happened to message her, and thank God that I did, because she was more than willing to have me. She gave me all the details, and I was like, yeah, I can actually do that. I think I can do this. If I sell some samples, I'm going to do it. So it took me 12-hour drive by myself down there and back. I think it was a little bit faster on my way back because I went a different way. But at first I was like, man, is this girl scamming me? Because I was trying to reach her. Okay, guys, this is a funny story. I get there, I'm trying to reach her, and nobody's answering the phone. And I didn't know which room they were in. And so I was like, oh man, if this is a scam, I'm going to be so angry. And so then I started stalking her page, and then I stalked Amanda and them, and finally I was like, message them. I'm like, hey girls, like, what room are you in? And finally got a hold of them and met every single one of them. That is the best part about anything that you go to corporate wise, is meeting new people, new girls, new guys from different teams, getting to just see how everybody just acts like one person, one team, one mission. And that's what Cami says all the time. Multiple times you'll hear her say, we're one team, one mission. And that's how it felt. It was like we meshed right away together. And my takeaway from off stage would have to be, I've been struggling for a while on my team, feeling like just something was off. I almost quit back in July, but really had to sit down and do a lot of self-development and realize that it wasn't them, it was me. And once I did that, then it was all good. But like, I've been struggling with host to post, and then your guys' leaders just went straight to it. They gave me all the tips and tricks and like helped me realize, like, man, like it might take you reaching out to somebody else on a different team, on a sister team, for you to find something that's working, because something that my team is doing is not what you guys are doing, but what you guys are doing now is working for me. So that's the big takeaway there. And then at conference, my biggest takeaway was on stage. It was also Joel Dunn and Josh Parker talking about the money part aspect of it. I've been fighting for Diamond for over a year. I went really fast and got Ruby within a month, and then Emerald within my second month. And for the past year exactly, I've been fighting for Diamond. But I am a mass enroller, and I've been doing it all by myself, just stacking and stacking and stacking, and having issues with girls duplicating girls and having them duplicate everything that we're doing. And so that was all good and gravy until this new 4-in-1 came about. I've been killing 4-in-1s. I actually got my 4-in-1 while we were there. And you know what's funny is your team was the first team to shout me out. I have not been shouted out on our pages. That isn't a thing like that on mine, which that made me feel so special. But when Josh and Joel Dunn were talking about the money aspect for Diamond, guys, like, you don't want to think that you can't do it, because you can. If you can do a 4-in-1, you can get to Diamond. It is possible. And your team really helped me realize that, like, how I was working the 4-in-1 wasn't the right way to work the 4-in-1 at the same time to get to Ruby and to get up to Diamond. But when Joel Dunn actually like explained it like this, so like, you get to Diamond, okay, you hit that Diamond rank, and then you sign a new distributor. And then he had the whole front row, which was like 8 people. He goes, okay, so I signed this distributor, and then they sign this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. You get the cabs, the cab bonuses, and you get a residual income from every distributor that distributor signs. So I get 80 for you, I get 80 for you, I get 80 for you. And he went down the line, 8 people, guys, 8 people. That was over 25, that was like $2,100 with those 8 people signing. And that was like, boop, boop, like in my brain, like, oh my gosh, the amount of money that we can make if we hit that Diamond is outrageous. So why are we thinking so small? Why are we not doing the things that we need to do to get to Diamond? Send the messages. I don't care if your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin, if you're afraid to send that message, why are they on your Facebook page? You are running a business, guys, a business. This is your business. This is your storefront. Like, why are you so afraid? You've got to get uncomfortable with being comfortable, to be comfortable. That's the only way it's going to happen. And so that really like charged me in my brain. And like on my drive home, it was like clarity, which I almost hit 2 deers. I got like, they ran right in front of my freaking car, and a wolf. That was interesting. But just driving by myself, doing self-development. Ashley Mayfield's podcast is amazing. Listen to her and Jay Shetty all the way home, and it just clicked. It was like, man, I'm not doing what I need to be doing as a leader, for one, to duplicate my systems. I wasn't trained appropriately. I was like Mandy and basically had to be self-taught. I literally went to YouTube and would watch leaders' pages, and I would learn how to do it that way. I can't teach that to my girls like that. Some people don't learn that way, guys. And so do what it takes to do what you need to do to duplicate your systems. But why are you not all fighting for Diamond? We can all do it, guys. If you can do a 4-in-1, you can definitely duplicate that 4-in-1. But we can't force people to do the job. So then you just got to find more girls. That's what it is. And so I'm just excited. I'm excited to work with alongside you guys. I'm excited to get to know everybody. And if you guys ever need help too, and I might have something, message me. We have no problems. Like, you'll find in this business, there are a lot of people on other teams that are more than willing to help you. I have a funny story about Joel Dunn before I let you guys go. So it was funny. I watch him on Instagram. I'm not good with Instagram either. Okay. But I do my stories from there and then forward to Facebook. Well, I got this message request from a fake Joel Dunn. And I was like, this doesn't seem right. So I screenshotted it and sent it to the real Joel Dunn. Okay. Mind you, Joel Dunn is really quick at replying to you. Okay. Very, like, I thought like him being so busy that he wouldn't reply back. And I've done this one other time where I had to ask him about a product, but he messages you right back. So I sent him the screenshot and I said, is this your account or is this like a fake one? And he goes, dude, that guy has been around. Why is that guy still around? We've like reported and blocked that guy like 100 times. He's like, thank you so much for letting me know, because guess what? Mike Patello and one of my other girls were being followed by this guy, which is how they got to my account. And so I reported, I blocked, and then I was like, Joel, you might want to tell Mike Patello to block this guy. And he thanked me for it. And he's like, I can't believe that. Like, I don't know how many times we've done that. But because I did that, guys, now guess who's Joel Dennis following? He's following me on Instagram. And I was so excited because I love them to death. But I love your team. If you ever need any help and I can help, I'm more than willing to help as well. So hope you have a great day.
Okay, perfect. So we have Sophie next, and then Heather's team wants to share who was at Scottsdale too.
Okay, hi guys. I don't speak as eloquently as the rest of the people, so I'm gonna be looking at my notes. Be quiet, Mandy. I'm gonna be looking at my notes and doing the best that I can. So, I was not going to the event, and one of the ladies on my team, shout out to Gretchen, asked me if I was going, and I said no, and she convinced me to go. So one of my biggest takeaways from my road rally is keep showing up. Be consistent in your stories, your reels, your TikToks. And the reason I say this is I went to the rally and I felt like I was Beyonce or something, because people were coming up to me that I never knew and was saying, I just love your content. I'm like, I'm looking behind me to see who they're talking to, because they could not be talking to me. But they were talking to me, people who I have admired since I started the business, coming up to me and saying to me, I love your TikTok. I'm going to do a TikTok with you. And she kept looking behind to see if I was still there. And it just impressed upon me the importance of doing the work. I mean, I know most of you probably already know me. You see me on Zooms or whatever. And I'm on there. Sometimes I'm at work, but I'm on there because I like to be present. Even if I'm not doing the work, I'm hearing what's going on. And when I'm finished work, excuse me, it resonates in me, and I can go ahead and do the work. And so, and I agree with, I don't remember who said it, but Cammie is like a mama bear. She is the most caring person that I have come across that is in such an influential position. And she takes the time out, as busy as she is, she takes the time out to chat with you. So she asked a question in the audience. She was like, she asked, do you feel like you're doing all the things, but you're not where you want to be? And I said, yes. I mean, it was me and another person who raised our hands, and she called on me first, and she called me on stage. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But anyway, I was so nervous. I thought I was going to throw up on stage. But she asked me a series of questions, and Lanisa down in the audience in front, it's your mindset. It's that mindset. She's screaming what she's listening to me, and she's not even on stage, but she's yelling out, it's that mindset. And Cammie's saying the same things, and she was asking me different questions to get to the bottom, to the root cause of why I am not where I need to be. And I know it's my mindset, because I've never been a person who thought that I was beautiful, I meant anything to anybody, I don't deserve love. That is the kind of person I've always been. And then I joined It Works almost 2 years ago. And I'm not saying that I'm out of that stage, because I'm not out of that stage. I still feel as though I don't deserve to be loved by a partner or whatever. I still have that feeling. But through It Works, I've learned self-development. I've learned to take care of me, because I think I'm the most yellowest person you can think of. I don't know how to say no. And I don't know how to say no. So I always am doing for others and not doing for myself. And I've learned, I still do that, but I still have learned that I need to give me some time too. Even though I am alone, I still need to give me some time and realize that I am beautiful. You see how hard that was for me to say. I don't think that I bring any value. And Misha is always telling me, girl, you bring value. You bring value. And I love her. She's on here. I think she's on here. But, you know, and people tell me that, but I don't see that. Just like right now, I'm having a hard time trying to put together my pillars and make it make sense. I still can't figure that out. And I got a one-on-one with Lanisa, you know, from the conference and all, and she gave me some things to do. I don't think she minded if I shared. She told me 3 different kinds of posts to make, and then in between kind of fill it up. Like in the morning, do something about me. In the afternoon, tell a joke, give a joke. So I don't know if y'all have been following me and seeing that I've been doing that. And then in the afternoon, give some kind of facts, like something that is educational. And I've been trying to do that. And no, not trying, because we need to take that word out of our mouth. I've been doing that. And I get on Mandy's mindset journals. I get on other mindset journals, and I've never had this before. It works. But anyway, some of the takeaways from the conference itself, I'm so nervous. I'm getting all hot. One of the things that they that I learned is when you're making a TikTok or Reel, well, you know, you put them on all 3 platforms. Thank you, Mandy. I'm about to come out of this jacket. Is try to make the TikTok, no, not try to. When you're adding the words to your TikToks, put a lot of words so that they have to go back to read what it says. And when you do that, it increases your views. And I was like, wow. So put more words on there than you think that they can read in one go, so that that will happen. And when you're doing content, make it simple and duplicatable. So that way, if someone wants to be, you're teaching someone, because we're in the 4 in 1, 4 and a friend. When that friend comes on, they need to be able to go to your page and say, oh, that's what she said, and maybe take your words and fit it to them. So make sure that you're doing that. Your baby's so cute, Amanda. I mean, Samantha. Oh Lord, Amanda, I'm giving you another baby. And also, like Tasha said, be loud about the 14 easy. I go on my stories and I talk about it, because in 14 days I lost 6.6 pounds. Corporate approved all of my, did not approve all of my videos except for one, and the one that they approved, I don't like it. So I haven't shown it. They like the back picture. They approved the picture from the back, and I don't like it. But be loud about everything in your stories on your page. I'm still learning how to go live and to express my goals, so that people, without sounding like I'm begging them to join my team or begging them to be my customer. And just put yourself out there, do the things. And when you do the things, and consistency, I'm not where I need to be, but I'm getting there with the consistency. and increasing my message. I sent over 200 messages today, because I was slow at work. They said, find pockets in your time. I was sitting at my desk doing like this in my chair. So I said, what, might as well just send some messages, might as well put up a post or something, whatever time you have, use it. And I don't want to, it's 9:54 where I am, and I don't want to take up much time, but what I got from the road rally, in-person events are so fun, so much fun. And you get to interact with other people, and you get to meet other people who have the same goals as you are, as in business wise, and you get to lock arms with other people, get people's numbers, and then you can be sideline sisters or accountability partners or whatever. But the most important thing is to do not give up. Do the things, put yourself out there, and every day you get better and you get better and you get better. And don't worry about the negativity. If you want to learn how to answer the negativities, go to Jackie Deering's TikToks. You'll learn quickly how to deal with them negative people. And she does it in such a nice way that you would probably want to sign up with her. So that's all I had to say. Thank you for allowing me to speak, Mandy.
Thanks
Sorry.
for sharing. I
No
do want to
problem.
piggyback off Sophie real quick, where she talked about her 14 easy and being consistent. Do be consistent and hashtag 14 easy, because you guys, I didn't have a lot of weight to lose. But you want to know something? Mallory pulled me. So Cammie said hi to us from across the courtyard, and I'm blind as a bat. And I was like, who's waving at us? And the girls all looked at me like, you're an idiot. That's Cammie. Okay, so it's fine. But apparently I'm spottable from clear across the courtyard because I have bright red hair. Because I submit my corporate approved pictures every single Monday, and I'm consistent about it. And I tag 14 easy. So corporate headquarters is following me, and they're seeing my results come through. I was pulled to do a 14 easy video. And so you guys, be consistent, because now what happens when that video gets posted and it's me in a marketing picture, my network is going to explode. And anybody, if you have been following the corporate page, it says hashtag 14 easy for your chance to be featured on our page. And so show up doing that, because that's your way to expand your market more. So that was my tidbit off of Sophie's, because it's huge, you guys. Every time that I get featured for something, my market is huge. And I sign so many customers. Plus, your results, even if you don't have a lot of weight to lose, because I didn't lose a single pound, but what I did do is change the way my pants fit. I am able to turn around and say, these are my corporate approved pictures. Every time somebody says, I don't know if this will work for me. And so I'm able to close customers. And then I'm able to say, but here's my best friend Kayla's pictures, or my friend Tasha's, and they're tagged in my post. So that's another selling point for you guys. But I want to open this up to Heather's team so her girls can share. So whichever one of you wants to go first, unmute and share.
Hey, Mandy. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, good. You guys, here's just from the very tip top, I want to tell you guys something right now. So of course, I'm so excited for the Zoom, and was heading home, and my husband was like, babe, let's go to dinner tonight. And I was like, oh, I can't. I have a Zoom. And I was like, you know what? No, I get to do both. I get to Zoom and I get to go to dinner. And I'm not going to make my why my excuse and not show up to the Zoom. But as I'm sitting there with my family getting ready to eat dinner or order, I looked at them, I said, isn't this awesome? I'm like, remember when mom used to work at Old Navy and I couldn't be at things like this? But look, I'm going to go step outside, because I've been listening to you guys this whole time. By the way, you guys are killing this Zoom. I love all of your energy so much. I love meeting all of you guys in Scottsdale. Sophie, I loved hearing from you tonight. But I get to listen from the table, and they watch mom work through her business while she's with her family. So I just had to share that real quick with you guys, because I just feel super blessed and so grateful 9 years later, 9 years in this business, you guys. And my family gets to watch me do this business with them and not make them my excuse, because it's so easy to just be like, oh, I can't, I have to do this, or I want to do that. You guys can have it all. You can do it all. So, I am going to have Edith and Shauna share, but I'm going to go first real quick. Number one, I'm just so excited and honored that I got to meet you, Mandy, in person in Scottsdale. You just have the most kindest heart, and you are so inspiring, and so is your team. And I wanted to say, Tasha, I don't even know if I would have had the strength and the mindset to say, if I don't get in, I don't get in, but I'm going to be around positive energy and I get to work my business. Like, that inspired me to just be like, oh my gosh, like, talk about mindset shift. Mandy, when you said she used to be super negative, like, I would never know that. So I hope all of you guys caught that in the very beginning, where, you could turn a really shitty situation into a positive situation, and look what happened. So, my takeaways, you guys, from Scottsdale. Number one, this was officially the first panel I ever got to be on stage. And that was a huge dream board item for me. And so I was really honored and excited to be on that panel with Christy Christensen, and Shy, which is somebody from her team. But a couple things. First one, Jocelyn Yates said it really well when they were doing the customer retention panel. And I don't have the exact wording, but it was basically, right away, let your customers know that they're going to be freaking hungry when they first start our products. Okay. I just said this to my girl who's on here tonight, Jessica Ruiz. She had somebody that drank her coffee the first day and she's like, I'm really hungry. This isn't working. It's like, number one, it's the first day. Number two, your body needs to get used to you portioning out your meals. Okay. Smaller meals and making healthier choices. So the first thing she tells them is that, you're going to be hungry like your first week. No major diet changes. Oh, my lights just went off my car. It's pitch black in here. No major diet changes. But give it some time. And we can get you guys the exact wording that she uses so you can send it in a message. But I just love that. Giving them realistic results, you know what I mean, and expectations with these products. So that's the number one. Number two, you guys, Mandy said it when she first started tonight. It's not necessarily even the panels and the note taking. I think one of my favorite takeaways was we all went out for drinks and dinner on Friday night, and coming back to the hotel in the lobby, just standing there chit chatting was Joel and Steph and Margarita and Pia. And we stood there and talked to them for almost an hour. And it was just they were just normal people. We put them up on this pedestal, which they should be on this pedestal, but we feel like they're so unapproachable. And you guys, they are just real people, but you would never know that until you get to an event, until you get to bump elbows with them and run into them in the lobby. The other thing was, on Sunday morning, we were sitting at breakfast, and because we just happened to be sitting outside, Meredith, Cammie, Joel, and Steph all walked past us and sat at our table and talked to us for about 45 minutes while we were having breakfast. And that stuff doesn't just happen. You know what I mean? You have to show up to events for these things to happen. And, the things that Meredith was telling us that's coming, you guys have no idea what's coming. I don't even know all the things that are coming, but we are all in the right place at the right time. Don't question any of this. Sophie was changing her wording from trying to do. Don't try to do this business. You do this business. Are you going to do it? Are you going to be doing this business when they drop all these new announcements? Are you going to be going to Punta Cana and earning that trip? Are you going to try to go? What is it, sis? Are you going to try to go, or are you going to go? So those are my takeaways. Just get to events. Who's going to go to Punta Cana with me? I cannot wait to be sipping on some cocktails at the beach with you ladies. It's going to be amazing, but you have to claim it. You're not going to try to go. You are going, and you've got to get it done. So Edith, are you on? We are going to have you go next. You guys, this is an honor. Edith was also on a panel about the 4-in-1 And she talked about selling samples and making all that cash. So Edith, go ahead and unmute if you're on here, girlfriend.
I am so stinking excited. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, let me tell you, events are so important because there's nothing like staying connected and plugging in and like everyone said, making new friends. We had the honor this weekend of not only being able to travel, but being together in proximity. We made so many reels, so many TikToks, so much footage, so much content, so many photos that we can post. So many stories. There was so many stories that I heard over the weekend. People that I met having breakfast, same thing, having breakfast with Margarita Saturday morning with the Latino team. It was like so powerful to be there. But the thing that I really want to touch with tonight is using the products, being product of the product. I am obsessed with the shake. I take it every single day. I'm being super consistent with the products. Right now, like Heather mentioned, we have Punta Cana, all expenses paid trip that even whether you're new, whether you're old, everybody is eligible for this amazing trip. When I got started in this business, that was one of the biggest things that I desire and I wanted to do. I wanted to travel. I wanted to have friends that would invite me places. And let me tell you, I will not allow finances to hold me back from having fun. And let me tell you, it was so much fun being together. Like I said, having a girls' weekend this weekend. But more importantly, guess what? There's more trips coming up. So it's all about making that decision, regardless of the circumstances, of saying, I want to be there. I want to be close to the flyer. I want to stay plugged in. And like I said, being a product of the product right now with this trip, one of the requirements in order to be eligible is running your 80BB auto ship. What does that mean? Getting on one of the packages, ordering your shake. Oh my gosh, like I said, I just finished one of the bags. I already opened my second bag. I'm obsessed with it. I'm taking it every single day. And I am right now reaching out to everybody. One of the panels was about the products and follow-up and how do you stay in contact with your customers. She mentioned, yes, I'm obsessed with the tropical flavor, my favorite. She mentioned utilizing the app, okay? The It Works Connect app. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an app at our fingertips that allows us to stay connected with all of our customers, our potential customers. And that is what I am going back to basics and utilizing. So I'm staying in touch with everyone. I want them to know like, hey, we have a new product. Hey, we have a new shake. Hey, is that a product that you consume? I would love for you to try it, whether it's getting them back on auto ship or whether it's placing an additional order. I want everybody to know that we have this product. I'm so stinking stoked. And I love how even Cami spoke about it on stage. Leading with the big package, starting with the 235. That's right, going big. Talking about the cleanse, importance of it, the Thermofite X, importance of the shake, months applied, and not being afraid, but rather coming from a place of we're helping, we're leading. And then even she said, hey, they might fall somewhere in the middle. So like I said, be a product of the product, fall in love with the products, invest in yourself, use them, share them, and start contacting to all your potentials and customers. Be super confident. And I believe, Shauna, you're going to go up next. Are you available? That's who's going to be talking next since, yes.
I am. You guys, I was driving. I literally pulled over. I'm in a parking lot. And I thought, you know what? I could have easily been like, no, I'm driving home. I can't. And I just, I was called to just kind of really just pull over and get off the freeway and talk to you guys tonight. So thank you, Mandy, so much for having us on tonight. My name is Shauna Abrego. I've been in this business for 9 years, you guys. And it's crazy because through the pandemic, I met Heather Juneau on a beach in the Bahamas on the cruise. It was crazy because we were sideline sisters. We had known of each other, but had never met each other. And it was like, you guys are going to laugh so hard, but it was like one of those dating shows where you're like, oh my God. And we just started talking and hugging. And we were like, we're going to be sisters forever and ever and ever. And you guys, that trip changed my life in so many ways. And it was one of those things where like, I didn't even believe in myself to earn it. I was just ignorance on fire. And I just thought, what if? Like, what the hell? Let's try it. Let's go for it. And you guys, everything went wrong for me that trip. My roommate the day before that I was partnered up with, said I can't make it. I literally went on that cruise by myself. Like I literally was by myself. There was no cell phone service. So you were just literally like searching a big boat for people. And it ended up being just a turning point, such a turning point in my business. And I met Heather, and through the pandemic, since then we're always sideline sisters. We always chatted, we always talked, but through the pandemic, you guys, we came together, me and her and Edith, our girl Gina from Chicago, and another sideline sisters of ours, Tavia. We came together and said, hey, we don't have anybody, so why don't we have each other, you guys? And just getting to that event changed the trajectory again of my business. And getting to this event, I had told Heather, everyone always says like, oh my God, I went to this event and I was sitting in the back and I left a Ruby and 3 months later, I was a freaking triple diamond or something, right? You hear all those stories and you're just like, yeah, right, whatever, great. You guys, in 9 years, I've always valued events. I've always cried in the stands. There's someone who always touched me. There's always stories that I took away there. It always impacted my business, but there was never that moment, that pivotal, amazing moment that just changed everything for me. And I told Heather when we got to Scottsdale, I said, this is the first in-person event that I've been to in 3 years. And something tells me this is going to be a little bit different. And what was different about it is it meeting Meredith, meeting Joel and Steph. I mean, I've known Joel and Steph. I've met them, numerous times. I agree with everything everyone says about Cami. I literally can Cami walks up to me and gives me a hug and says, hi, honey, how are you? And, just in the warmest way possible, you guys. What Edith said, proximity is power. I messaged with all the fear in my body. I messaged Cami and voice memoed her June. It'll be 7 months now. And I said, hey, I have no upline that's working. We have no support over here. We're in Southern California on a little dinghy boat trying to figure it all out. I want a seat at the table. How can I do that? And she has literally said, I will never, ever, ever let you fail. And I will welcome you to any table that I'm at. And ever since I did that, she has welcomed me to every table, you guys. The people that we are a part of really, truly love us. They truly, genuinely do. And in meeting Meredith, you guys, being in this company for 9 years, hearing her speak the very first time and hearing her speak again this weekend and meeting her and hugging her and talking to her, I have never had more hope in this business than I do right now. I have never had more confidence in our company than I do right now. I have never been so excited for the future. Everything I told her, everything we've been like, we should do this. And what about this? And what about this? I literally was like, just throwing all kinds of stuff at her. And she's like, you just wait. You just wait. And she'd get out her phone. It's on my list. It's on my list. She goes, don't you wait, honey. You just wait. The one thing I told her, you guys, being in 9 years, is when I joined back in 2013, there used to be like what's It Works doing over there? What are they doing? Right? And I think those of you who've been in for a while, they're like, hey, what? People were like jumping into our boat, like, let's go. I don't know what you're doing, but I want to do it. I said, the only thing that's bothered me over the last few years is not that I ever lost faith in the company. This is my home. This is where I'm at. And people, of course, are asking you, oh, this is better. This is better. This is better. I said, the one thing that I always felt like we were missing is, why are other people going, hey, what's that other company doing over there? And why aren't they doing that for us? And she told me, I've been to a lot of companies. I know I've been to that company and that company and that company. We were talking about multiples. And she said, they've got their marketing down, but you just wait, see what I got up my sleeve. So I just want you guys to know this was a very pivotal event for me because things clicked. And what really clicked is that our company gets us, they're listening. And you're right. Somebody said, I literally get squirrel brain. Someone said, what they don't have is family. It's so funny that you say that, because all of these people that are now on our corporate team came from all of these companies. And the one thing that they all said was that we have built multi-million dollar, billion-dollar companies. We have been part of some teams that have done some incredible things, but we have never seen a family like it works. Never. And so I just want to let you guys know that my takeaway, there was a ton of takeaways, and I could go on and on, but my takeaway was being here since, you know, I feel like the first boom, talking to these people, looking in their eyes, them warmly hugging me, them telling me, you just wait. I absolutely believe them, you guys. With all the fiber of my being, I believe them. And nothing has ever wavered me in 9 years, but it was almost like someone just kind of said like, nope, you're part of this family now and you ain't going nowhere. Like, trust me, people are going to die to be a part of this family. So just take that, you guys. For those of you who are struggling, for those of you who are brand new, for those of you who are feeling a little bit lost, you know, I just went through that too. And I'm coming out of it. But it's one of those things, having all, you know, having the 4-in-1, you guys, anybody, it doesn't matter your rank. It doesn't matter how long you've been in. It doesn't matter, like, it doesn't matter who you are. You signed up yesterday. You can make what Heather's making or Mandy's making, or, you know, you want to make what the Duns are making, you can make what the Duns are making, you know, all of these people that we look up to, you guys, we are all created equal in this business. And the 4-in-1 creates us all equal. And so I hope you guys know that. And so while we look to these people as mentors, also look to them to know that we are all created equal. And for someone like me, you guys, I know everyone was like, I hate Instagram, or I hate this, or I hate that. Capital HATE, hate Facebook. Can't stand it. Doesn't work for me. Host to post, like I HATE, hate it, you guys. I literally meet people and I'm like, how do you do that? I don't understand. I just don't get it. I don't have a brain for it. But you know what? It doesn't matter what you don't like. You have other gifts. And you take those other gifts and you complete those 4-in-1s, and you just do one 4-in-1 at a time. So I just, that's my takeaway. My takeaway was just that the roots of this company have bared so much fruit, and it's almost like the next harvest is coming. Just don't you go anywhere, you guys. Just don't go anywhere. Just don't go anywhere. Just have faith, and have faith in yourself. Don't worry about the bigger picture. You worry about the 4-in-1, one 4-in-1 at a time, and you guys are going to get somewhere. I promise.
Oh my gosh, Shauna, I love that.
Oh my gosh, Shauna, I love that.
I was like, I'm echoing. But I love the family that we've created. And you guys know that I came from another company. And the one thing that it taught me was that I was only a number. And so I came here to create culture. And when I got my award in September, it really never sunk in until we got to Scottsdale. And Cammie hugged me as the girls walked off and says, you know, it takes a real ringleader to do what you've done. And I'm super proud of you. And that she knows who I am, you guys. And she knows so many people, and she really, truly cares about them. Like, she messages me just to check and see how my daughter's doing. She messages me just to see how I'm hanging in there, because I haven't messaged her, because after my one-on-one call, she goes, you have to advocate for yourself. And you guys, you do. Because if you don't say what you need, we aren't mind readers. You have to show up. You have to tell people what you need. Nobody else is going to. But on the same token, one thing I wanted to touch on is nobody else is going to be as proud of you for the things that you've done than yourself. And so if you're out there searching for somebody else to validate you, stop. Nobody else should be as proud of you than you are. You should seek inside validation. And that was something that I really, really struggled with until recently. I was looking for somebody else to validate me. And so seek validation from yourself. And that was one thing that I got. And you guys, I am so privileged that Heather's decided to lock arms with us, and that this is such a big family, because for so long we felt so alone. And so I absolutely love this call. And for all of you who showed up, thank you. And if anybody else has anything they want to share, the floor is open. I'm gonna stop the recording maybe.